Have you ever looked back at a chapter of your life and wondered how you were her? I do and did. Good morning. I ask myself that question all the time because when I think about the woman I used to be, I don't recognize her. I become so accustomed to functioning under pressure that I stopped noticing how I was losing myself in the process. I lived as though I had to be available for everyone, fix everything, understand everyone, forgive everything, and somehow just keep moving no matter what was happening around me. I accepted conversations that left me just drained, tolerated behavior that had me questioning myself. I carried responsibilities that didn't belong to me because I believed saying no would make me selfish. And I stayed in situations long after they had stopped being healthy because I thought perseverance was always the right thing to do, like my last marriage. I'm a retired people pleaser. I dismissed what my own body was trying to tell me, even though tightness was in my chest. I was constantly anticipating someone else's mood, trying to avoid conflict, or just carefully choosing my words so I wouldn't upset anyone, just to maintain a relationship that was clearly unhealthy. And I had no idea that I was living with a nervous system that was never safe enough to rest. Lord have mercy. I spent so much of my time believing that if I could just explain myself a little better or love a little harder, that everything around me would just eventually settle down. I poured so much energy into managing everyone else's comfort that I stopped to ask myself if I was comfortable. Looking back, I cannot believe how often I apologized for things that weren't my fault, or how many times I ignored my own instincts because I didn't want to disappoint someone else. It's like survival has a way of convincing us that dysfunction is reality. And the woman I am today sees those years with compassion instead of judgment because I know I was doing the best I could with what I understood at the time. And I also know that there is no version of me that will ever return to living that way again. I understand that peace and calm isn't something you earn after you've made everyone else happy. It's not the reward you receive once you've proven yourself enough. It's something that you protect. It's absolutely everything. So today I pay attention to how people make me feel instead of what they say. I no longer believe that love should leave me emotionally depleted or that loyalty requires me to abandon myself. It's not my responsibility to carry the emotional weight of every person that I'm with or rooms that I walk into. And I don't believe that constantly feeling anxious, overwhelmed is the price of having relationships like I did before. I love the way my life feels now far too much to ever hand that over again, hand over that peace, this peace over again. Nothing is worth returning to a version of myself who lived with a nervous system that was always waiting for the next storm. I didn't come this far to just forget what it feels like to live without constantly bracing for some type of impact. And I can say that with complete confidence that nothing and no one will ever be given that kind of power over me again. I'm wondering if you've ever had that moment where you look back on your old life and thought, how did I convince myself that that was okay, that that was normal? So what is something that you used to tolerate that you simply could not imagine accepting today? I love to hear your answers in the comments. Thank you for listening. Love, health, and wealth. Peace.